I am confident that our economy will be not only recovered, but will emerge after the crisis is over. Why? Because we have abundant natural resources, we have a good human resources, we have a big market with a sound policies and also our endeavor in building good climate for doing business in Indonesia. I believe we could promote our investment. We could also promote our trade cooperation with other countries. And with that, once again, I believe very strongly that we will be emerging as, say, a fast-growing economy in Asia.
What is your view about the concerns that I know you and other G20 colleagues have discussed in London about the risks of US and other protectionism?
All leaders agree that protectionism is not our choice. It's not a solution for this global endeavor in overcoming the crisis. In my view, we should let our trade and investment open, and we have to actually generate the real economy in these circumstances. So I don't believe that protectionism is bringing good things for all of us. So I oppose, of course, also protectionism.
And let's talk a little bit about the G20. It was the debut of President Obama on the world stage, but it was also an important moment for Indonesia to be part of a new global decision-making group. What's your real view on the G20 between, was it rhetoric, or did you feel you were really part of a group that made decisions?
Yes, I could say that the G20 summits that was held in London produced concrete result and follow up actions, and we agreed to mobilize the global resources to overcome the crisis, to conduct a counter-cyclical measures. And I am also happy that the interests of developing nations are also taken into account. Remember that we also suffered a lot with this crisis. So the world, the developed nations must also help developing countries in overcoming the crisis. And the summit also discussed about that things.
What was your rapport like with Barack Obama?
Well, I am happy because of one of the Indonesian graduates is now becoming the President of the United States.
Because he lived here as a child.
Yes, he speaks also several Indonesian language now.
What would Indonesia like to see in terms of US policy or bilateral relations improving under the new president?
Yes, I could say that we enjoy a good relations between Indonesia and the U.S. in the past 5 years, but we want to have better relations. I mean, we aim to have a comprehensive partnership between Indonesia and the United States. I welcome a new approach chosen by President Obama in looking at the world, in looking at the Islamic world, and also in looking Indonesia as a partner. So I am hoping that will change the nature of relations between the U.S. and other countries, including the U.S. and Indonesia.
Let me come back to the question of the economy. During this crisis, and even for the next 2 or 3 years, we'll have the U.S. and British and Western European economies very slow to recover. But Asia continues, even though it's been affected in some places, to grow. Indonesia is still growing at 4.5% during the crisis. So what does that say about the importance of Asia or about ASEAN after the crisis?
Yes, I could say two things in these connections. One, the economy of Asia has a strong resilience in facing this global economic crisis. You have said that the growth of China, India, and Indonesia are still positive. It means that Asia will be a kind of anchor in the global endeavor in overcoming the crisis. Second one is all countries of Asia are affected by the crisis. It means we have to rethink again our economic model, because we may face the same situation, economic discontinuities, the internal shocks and others.
And that takes us to what, closer collaboration intra-Asian among ASEAN nations as well, if the trade is going to be more closer to home, do you think?
Yes, under a new charter, I believe very strongly that ASEAN can do more in integrating its economy. And of course, we are now also developing relations, inter-group relation ASEAN with +3 partners and other economic grouping. So ASEAN is getting more structured, more rules-based, and its economy more integrated. So I believe very strongly we could do more for bringing benefit to all ASEAN countries.
Now, if Indonesia is going to be one of the most profitable growth economies of the 21st century, along what we like to call the New Silk Road, tell me about the role of democracy and how important that is for the economy, because this is a young democracy as well.
I would like to say that actually we have two visions. One, we are building Indonesia to be a stable, prosperous, and democratic country, say in the next 30 to 40 years. Second vision is we endeavor to build Indonesia in which democracy, Islam, and modernity can live together in harmony and in peace. And it is important because, of course, to improve the welfare of the people, we need to develop our economy with, of course, having inclusive growth, equitable growth. But we need also people's support. We want to strengthen the ownerships of the development by the people. If the people can say freely, if they are part of the solution, if they are participating in the decision-making process in our politics, it means that we have a strong support from the people. We have a good social capital to succeed our economic development. So I think that those two factors are very important, development and democracy.